Hi everyone, my name's Rob Telford. I'm the Green Party candidate for Ashley Ward in May. I've started this campaign video update, just basically a weekly thing to keep people up to date with what I'm doing, anything that's happening in the ward, or any campaigns that are happening that I think people should get involved in. And first off, there's a really good thing that's going on with transport at the moment. I think there's a couple of campaigns, maybe three, that have been doing really good work. The Farefail campaign that happened on 2nd of January, that was fantastic. That was a bunch of people from the TSSA union getting people down to railway stations and saying it's not fair that the government is putting up our rail fares again. Commuters are being hit hardest. This is an above inflation rise, so it isn't something that's fair. And we're trying to just raise awareness amongst the general public about how they can tackle the government on this and write to the government and get them to see that they need to keep fare rises in line with inflation, and if not that, even less, because I think that people who commute to work shouldn't be penalised for where they work. The government always wants people to have a job, and I think this is a good way of showing that actually the people who do have jobs are being hit here as well. The second thing is the Stop BRT2 campaign. This has been an ongoing campaign for a long time now. I think it's got about 2,000 signatures on the petition to stop BRT2. And the problem with the whole thing is that it goes over Prince Street Bridge, which is a very heavily used route into Bristol. And it's used by pedestrians and cyclists predominantly. And to stick a bunch of buses over there, in peak times there'll be something like 40, 60 buses going over there. It's just ridiculous in my view, and it's really good that actually this week George Ferguson, the mayor, has said that he's not going to keep that as part of the scheme. George has always said that he doesn't think that the BRT2 scheme is good, and he has said point blank that that is not going to be part of the scheme now. So that's brilliant news. All we need now is to say we need to redirect the funding. People said that's not possible, but the government changed its mind on all kinds of things. So there's no reason why it can't change its mind on this. So that was a good development this week. And a third really good and positive thing was Dan Farr, this guy called Dan Farr, who has started this amazing petition. Has got thousands of signatures already to do with reducing First Bus's fares. Now, First Bus does have pretty high fares, but the main reason he did it was because the service wasn't matching up to those fares. If you pay £4 for a day rider, a day ticket to get on the buses, you expect a good level of service, and actually that isn't there in many cases with First Bus. They're often late. The screens are often unreliable, telling you when the bus is coming. And Dan just started that petition. There's going to be a demonstration as well on the 2nd of February. If you're in the area of Bristol Bus Station, then come along. 12 noon, 2nd of February, Bristol Bus Station. Easy to find us. We'll be the ones probably holding banners, I expect. So what else has happened this week? In terms of the ward, on Monday there was the great news that we've got a free cash point, free withdrawal cash point, I should say, on Mina Road, outside the best one, the one that's next to the post office. And that's been a fantastic development because now people can access their money without needing to pay £1.99 each time to get it out. Coupled with the new one at Better Food Company just along the way there, that is just a brilliant development of people who live in St Werburghs. It means you can actually access your cash easier. I started a petition in June last year, but actually Aftab, who is the shop owner of the best one, has been working so hard to get that done. 1.5 years apparently he's been working to try and get a free cash point put in there, and it's great that that's finally happened. The next thing that I think was really good this week was on Wednesday I went to the Portland and Brunswick Residents Association, and these are the two squares towards Cabot Circus and St Paul's, and they've been doing great work with using change fund money to get some really good planters and some I forgot what they're called, hanging baskets, into the square and things like that, and trying to change things and shake things up a little bit there, get more people to see the square as a livable area, lived in area, and I think that's really paying dividends because there's been a lot of really good stuff happening there recently. For instance, the fireworks display, there's a really good picnic in the park in the summer. So many good things that have been happening as a result of that group's work, and long may it continue. And finally, on Friday, I met a guy called Jose Barco, who's from a group called Community Organisers. Community Organisers, an organisation who sends people out to listen to the community's concerns and then build a vision for what the community wants. Now that's a brilliant job to be doing, and I will keep in contact with Jose and hear what he's hearing about in St Paul's, where he's doing that work. Now there's been some other stuff as well. On Saturday, the Green Party have been out and about, doing a bit of knocking on doors, talking to people about their concerns, and asking them to vote for me. It's been a really fun last couple of weeks actually doing this, getting people to yeah, get in contact with me, and I've had a really good conversation or two with people, just on various issues, and don't want to give too much away, but there's been some really interesting conversations. The final thing was on Saturday, was the International Homemade Hobnob Day, and I didn't manage to get there right at the beginning because of other things that were going on, but it was good to taste some amazing homemade hobnobs down on Stokes Croft. That was a fun way to spend Saturday. Now the next week is going to be interesting. I've been catching up this week with Borgen, the new series of Borgen that's on BBC4, which is a really good political drama. I really recommend it. The thing about Borgen is it's set in this Scandinavian country. Danish politics is very much on coalition lines. So in Britain here with our new coalition, well, relatively new, 2 years old, it just shows us a little bit of an insight into how you have to work together in many European countries to actually get things done. And one of the things that I think we could work together on is getting a really good, solid agreement on all-out elections. We've got a lot of two of the parties, the Labour Party and the Conservative Party, want to move to the system where we only have an election every 4 years for the whole council. Now, I don't think that's fair, because I don't think that gives people enough of a say, enough of a regular say in who their local representative is. I think that it's important to have that regular checkup on what's happening in our localities. So we've written a statement to go to the full council this week, and that's on Tuesday, the full council meeting at 2:00. So hopefully that will change a few people's minds, help people to see that we don't have to move to this new system that's been proposed, and that there is another option. And also this week is the huge decision on the Sainsbury's development up in Horfield. There have been objections and approvals from so many different people in the community. Some people agree with the idea of putting a supermarket there, other people don't. I'm obviously against being a green. I don't think that supermarket will add anything to Gloucester Road's viability as a high street that's living and breathing and surviving in these difficult times. And so I think that actually we do need to think again about that application. The pollution, the congestion, some of the features of the application just haven't been thought through properly. I think we do need to take that back to the drawing book. So those are the things that are happening next week. Hopefully I'll see you again next week, and till then, have a good week.